a $1 billion disaster. That's $20 million in debt. Well, gee, Kit, why, whatever are you talking about? I'm talking about Kamala Harris's campaign. Remember, they hosted a lot of events, a lot of venues, a lot of concerts, and they are 20 million. That's two, a zero, a zero, 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 zero. $20 million in debt. That's a lot. That's a 2 with 7 zeros right behind it. 20 million. $20 million in debt. And I got to tell you, this is a sign of just how pathetic this campaign was. And it should be a reminder to all of you that in 2019, when Kamala Harris made her announcement that she was running during that 2020 primary election cycle for the Democratic nomination, she started off with a bang and it ended up like a fart in the wind because that campaign also went belly up and was in debt. So history has repeated itself in a very horrific, hilarious way. And everybody is observing it. And even Donald Trump is trolling the campaign, or at least the remnants of the campaign, and Kamala Harris herself by saying he will offer to pay off some of that debt. And if there's any time there's an oof moment that's needed, it's this right here. Oof, 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 oof. I know. It's definitely a no bueno. Is Kamala Harris's campaign $20 million in debt? What we know. Kamala Harris' presidential election campaign ended the 2024 White House contest at least $20 million in debt, according to Politico's California bureau chief, Christopher Cataligo. Cataligo made a claim on X, formerly Twitter, noting Harris's team had $118 million in the bank. Oh my goodness! As recently as October 16th. Where'd the money go? Where's the money? I'm looking up. I'm looking down. I'm looking left. I'm looking right. I'm looking north, south, east, and west, upside down all the time, every time. Where's the money? Where's the money? Donald Trump was elected to the White House for a second time, with the Associated Press reporting that he'd secured 295 Electoral College votes as of 5:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on Thursday. 25 more he needed for victory, according to Associated Press. Trump is also ahead in battleground states of Nevada, Arizona, which have 17 Electoral College votes between them. He also is on track to win the popular vote. Now, obviously, this is a little bit of an older article, of course, but all of you outstanding people, it's quite clear that this campaign is hurting for money. And I want to play this video because, folks, I will not interrupt it. I will play it in full entirety, but it's not looking good. And if now is the time you want to laugh out loud, please be my guest.
Actually think President Biden, the whole endorsing her 30 minutes after he dropped out, I think that was a big FU to the party. You don't want me, here's somebody that you may not like, but deal with it,
Suggesting that he's sticking the party with Kamala
Kind of like
Harris.
sticking it to the man.
Yeah, but okay, help me understand your perspective on that, because you worked for Kamala Harris.
I didn't. I'm a donor.
You're a donor.
Technically, I'm not on anyone's payroll. I'm not beholden to anyone. That's why I'm here telling the truth. I'm not here to gaslight anybody. This is just the truth.
Okay, I apologize. I have to pause here. This is where somebody's saying that, yeah. Look, listen. I'm not here to gaslight anyone. I'm just here to tell the truth. What was all these Democrat and liberal heavyweights saying? That Kamala had this in the bag and that they were spending all this money, yet they have the audacity. And I'm seeing everyone in the live stream chat. I'm seeing all of you right now speaking out. They still are sending you emails, aren't they, asking you for money? Are they still asking you for money? Let's have democracy in the chat. Type in the comment section below. Type 1 for no, Kit. The emails will stop. They're not asking me for money. Shame on you. Type 2, no, I'm still getting text messages. I'm still getting emails. They're asking me for money. When am I going to get my money? I wonder how many 2s will be in the chat. I wonder indeed. And Mastermind Hour, one of our moderator writes, do you think they might have been lying about how much money they raised? That's a very good question, Mastermind. It's a question we all must ponder and wonder. Do you ever wonder?
And what is the truth?
The truth is this is just an epic disaster. This is a $1 billion disaster. Actually, it was $1 billion, 18 million, I think, right? There were $20 million or $18 million in in debt.
Right.
It's incredible. And I raised millions of that. I have friends that I have to be accountable to and to explain what happened, because I told them it was a margin of error race. I was promised, Jen O'Malley Dillon promised all of us that Harris would win. She even put videos out saying that Harris would win. I believed her. My donors believed her. And so they wrote massive
We believe them. We totally believe them. Why did it all go so wrong?
checks. I feel like a lot of us were misled. And even on the night of election night, Will, I looked somebody in the eye and I said, "Are we going to do this? Are we going to pull it off?" She told me yes. And I asked somebody else, like, "How are you feeling?" He's like, "We're going to win Iowa." And I was like,
Do you
"What?"
think did they believe this going in? Was there a real sense of false confidence on the side of Kamala Harris, or did they know they were in store for disaster?
I was wondering about that. I was like, I asked them, "Are you privy to internal numbers that I am not seeing?" Because I study this so carefully and I just wasn't seeing any basis for that level of confidence.
Wow. Who knew? 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 Because it's all madness. It's all stupidity. And of course, this right here is the piece de resistance. And Trump trolls debt-ridden Harris campaign, urges GOP to do whatever we can do to help them after it's revealed the VP herself owes $20 million. You know what that's time for. It's time for a oof, 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 oof. Am I being mean? Yes. Yes, I am. President-elect Donald Trump trolled Kamala Harris' debt-ridden losing presidential campaign, urging the GOP to do whatever we can do to help them. I'm very surprised the Democrats who fought a hard and valiant fight in the 2020 presidential election, raising a record amount of money, didn't have lots of money left over. Trump posted on X, formerly known as Twitter. I prefer to call it Phoenix. Now they're being squeezed by vendors and others. See, that's what happens when you get Beyonce, up there, who doesn't do a concert. So you have Megan Thee Stallion twerking. I mean, hey, listen, Democrats, liberals. I'm gonna just tell you something here. Sit down. Look at me. Twerking ain't cheap, okay? Whatever we can do to help them during this difficult period, I would strongly recommend we as a party, and for the sake of desperately needed unity, do, he continued. We have a lot of money left over in that our biggest asset in the campaign was earned media, and that doesn't cost very much. Make America great again. So guys and gals, if you got money, just try and help out the Harris campaign, because they're still getting you emails. They're still sending you emails asking you for money. Harris far outraised her rival during the 2024 presidential election, taking over $1 billion. $1 billion in less than 4 months since President Joe Biden was forced out of the race. Despite her massive fundraising haul, the VP failed to stave off Trump's historic election win and still managed to end her campaign a $20 million in debt. You know, the VP has to certify the next president coming in. You know that, right? You know that? Like, that's it's kind of funny, but it isn't, but it kind of is, but it isn't, but it kind of sort of is. Does this make me a bad man? Yes. Oh, absolutely. I'm not going to lie to you guys. Her election eve concerts, which featured John Bon Jovi. There you go. We got Katy Perry, Lady Gaga, cost the same amount, and now staff and vendors fear they won't be paid. Hey, listen. You better have my money. You better have my money. Pay me what you owe me. Harris Camp also spent a whopping 6 figures building a set for her appearance on the Call Her Daddy podcast. Oh God. Wow. Harris Camp spent a whopping 6 figures building a set for her appearance on the Call Her Daddy podcast, which attracted a fraction of the viewership of Trump's appearance on the Joe Rogan Experience. Of course, because Joe Rogan's got the most popular podcast. Come on. Even the Oprah couldn't help you. Beyonce couldn't help you. Look, none of these people could help you. J-Lo couldn't help you. None of these people could help you. $1 million alone was given to Oprah Winfrey's production studios, Harpo Productions. Staffers told the Post that lavish concerts were a disaster for the campaign's finances. Oh, calling me shocked that a concert will cost money. I don't know. Maybe when Biden's campaign, won in 2020, maybe you guys should have, I don't know, made things a little bit easier for people. You guys wouldn't be struggling as much. Why were you struggling? Just calling me shocked. I'm shocked. Wait till I tell my friends that do Dissidents and RBN and Jimmy Dore. I'm going to tell them, hey, guys, did you know that concerts cost money? Hey, did you know that concerts cost money? Well, gee, I didn't know that. Of course it costs money. Oh, hold on. Hey, everyone. Breaking news. Money can't buy you love or a good candidate. Aw, Republican strategist Brad Todd told the Washington Examiner. Trump's campaign and allied PACs and outside groups raised a $1.09 billion since 2022. The Trump campaign did not comment for this story, but Trump did. Hey, listen, you got to open your heart out. But hey, are you still getting this? Harris' campaign is in debt, $20 million. Why is Mark Ellis fundraising in Pennsylvania to fund a recount for Casey that may never happen? Actually, according to where the drops are from, it's most likely will never occur. Who stands to gain from this besides the $1 million lawyer Ellis? Wow, look, Harris Fight campaign. They're asking you for money. They're still asking you for donations. So you know what, audience? I want to see people lead by example. President Trump, take the way, buddy. Now, this is, I don't know where this is at, but dig deep, everybody, if you have a heart. Oh, my God. Pay out that money. Come on. There you go, Trump. All right, you got the money in your hand. You're gonna hand it over. You're gonna hand it over to Kamala. Hey, listen, everybody. Conservatives, liberals, libertarians, Greens, you silly socialists, Gen Xers, boomers, millennials, Gen Z. Kamala's in a lot of trouble. You got to pay her money. Come on, dig deep. Dig out of your wallets. Come on. I know everybody's broke. You're not broke like me. Even I'm struggling. But see, this is what happens when you have a system that is set to lie. And Richard Cron says, it appears the Democrats have learned nothing, but they never do. How many times have I told you guys about these campaigns? All it is about collecting dollars and donations. And now all these donors, they want to know what happened to that money. Because see, it's always about an investment. Remember, your favorite politician that's right now got elected into the U.S. Senate or United States House of Representatives, and yes, even Trump himself, doesn't matter. Even previous senators and House of Representatives and previous presidents, both Democrats and Republicans, they all owe somebody something. They all owe somebody something, and they all owe favors. And these donors want to make sure that their investment was worth it. And right now, it's abundantly clear, as I have correctly pointed out, Jimmy Dore has correctly pointed out, Do Dissidents, RBN, everybody across the political spectrum, and even you, my audience, even you pointed this out, that Kamala Harris stood for nothing. She had nothing to her. And yet somehow she was being hyped up as this end-all, be-all something. She was being gassed up as somebody who could win the presidency. She was the least popular vice president in U.S. history. Biden's numbers were higher than hers. And it's very fascinating now seeing a lot of these quote-unquote larger liberal podcasters coming to terms with the fact that their candidate absolutely sucked and that they were ignoring the true polling numbers, because I have to wonder if they really did know, if the Democrats really knew just how bad Kamala's numbers really were, which is why she's in $20 million in debt, or to be more precise, her campaign is $20 million in debt. And, all debts must be paid. All debts must be paid. And with all the hype around Kamala, it was quite clear it was a lie. And we all know how we feel about lies here.
All lies will be exposed.
Pod Save America. Tell us about that internal numbers.
Joe Biden's decision to run for president again was a catastrophic mistake. It just was. And he
shiver me timbers. It was? Oh, my goodness gracious, Cretaceous. It was a bad idea? Well, of course it was a bad idea. I sure hope somebody picks up that phone call, that phone that's ringing in the background, because I freaking called it.
He and his inner circle, they refused to believe the polls. They refused to believe he was unpopular. They refused to acknowledge until very late that anyone could be upset about inflation. And they just kept telling us that his presidency was historic and it was the greatest economy ever. We just heard him again say that it's the greatest economy ever. Clearly, 70, 80% of voters don't believe that. They don't believe that about their own personal financial situation, but they just keep telling us that. And then after the debate, the Biden people told us that the polls were fine. And Biden was still the strongest candidate. They were privately telling reporters at the time that Kamala Harris couldn't win. So they were shivving Kamala Harris to reporters while they told everyone else, not a time for an open process.
And wait, hold on. I remember so many other larger platforms with hundreds of thousands or millions of subscribers saying that she had this in the bag, that it was ridiculous and it was being foolish. The people were being foolish fools for thinking that Trump could win again. Listen, we saw this happening 4 years ago. Myself and Daniel, after Biden got elected in office, we gave this warning. We said to the Democrats and a lot of liberals in the vote blue no matter who sphere that you better hope that Biden does follow through with his policies. You better hope that AOC and Bernie are able to implement some kind of change and push and power over Biden, because if not, Trump's going to most likely run again. And then number two, there's a very good chance that we could see him get reelected in office. And guess what? Myself and Daniel, we were dismissed. We were told, no, you're wrong. Everybody went to lunch brunch. And now look, now that Trump's got elected in office, we're seeing those whole fest protests go on for miles and miles. And now every one of these other larger channels are shocked and chagrined and surprised that this is happening. Now, I, for one, am kind of laughing on the inside. $20 million in debt. Maybe instead of spending on Hollywood, because Hollywood is irrelevant, these musicians, these actors, these actresses, and these influencers aren't what the American people wanted to hear. What they wanted was somebody to solve the number one issue. And what was the number one issue that Hardlands media talked about? The economy was the number one issue. But everybody be quiet. Kamala is speaking.
And his vice president can't win, so he's the strongest candidate. Then we find out, when the Biden campaign becomes the Harris campaign, that the Biden campaign's own internal polling at the time when they were telling us he was the strongest candidate showed that Donald Trump was going to win 400 electoral votes. That's what their own internal polling said.
There were polls showing 80% of voters thought Joe Biden was too old to get a second term before the debate. And then we all watched the debate. And then in the last few weeks, Biden was campaigning and he said, we need to lock Trump up. He created a controversy over whether Trump supporters were garbage. He said, the weird thing about slapping Trump on the ass. Like his moments on the campaign trail weren't flawless either.
You cannot.
It's absurd. It's
absurd. Trying to be generous here.
I'm not.
Oh, man, the cope and seas and the mental gymnastics these guys are doing. They're sitting back like, oh, my God, I can't believe these numbers were so wrong. Didn't you guys hype her up? Didn't you guys gas her up? Fantastic people like Pod Save America, Dime Store Eminem, Kyle Kalinske and his mom, Fat Tony and TYT, Sammy Boy Cedar, and David Peckham. Oh, please don't leave. Please, subscribers, don't leave. Don't leave, subscribers. Please, where you going? Where you going, subscribers? How dare you leave me, subscribers?
I'm done being
I
generous.
want to stay for the record. I also think all the TV money ad should be.
Should be rethought too.
More importantly, the idea that Joe Biden was going to do better in this race than Kamala Harris is on its face absurd.
Ah, yes. So, campaigns in debt. People are broke. It's hilarious. It's funny. And more importantly, the Democrats have to eat a lot of crow and have a slice of humble pie and drink that shut up juice. We called this. I just didn't know how bad it would be. But I'm wondering, folks, maybe we're just scratching the surface. Maybe we're going to find out just how bad this campaign truly was, because there's always going to be a whistleblower, somebody who's going to maybe drop a few dimes, reveal some truths that are going to be very harsh and disturbing to hear. But we here at Hardlands Media are always happy to listen, that give an open ear out and say, we knew it was bad, but we never knew it was going to be that bad. $20 million in debt. The campaign ran on nothing. Oh, wait, correction. It was running on a joy. And what's the price of joy? No, it's not priceless. It's $20 million. Down the toilet.
Calling every foe synthetic leftist and progressive lover. Summoning the simps of all the squad adjacent opportunist two-faced cop suckers. Paging every democratic yes man in possession of a smoother brain than those who hide behind Biden's stutter. Welcome to the super edgy independent news you can trust when we say we don't sell our standards out like all the others. Trust us when we tell you that we're looking out for working class America, holding all the powerful accountable. Trust us when we tell you that a host of vital truths are being covered, when honestly the truth is being smothered by a couple disingenuous hacks sent to act in bad faith by Big Brother, who start smearing every journalist who bears the credibility they covet from their gilded fucking neoliberal centerpiece. Air out all their jealousy and spite like it might yield them some validity, or paint a coat of pity over all of their acidity. But they've been busy cozied up to every war pig living between here and the infinity. Albright, Biden, Obama, God, that's gotta take the fucking trophy for unholiest of trinities. So I hope you didn't come to witness anything resembling integrity. That's been long abandoned. Now we see integrity as often as Atlantis. Now they only toe the line and read what they've been handed. Safe to say if Cenk sunk any lower, he'd be deeper than the Marianas. TYT will tell you how opinions aren't the facts unless they're Cenk Serranas. Since they chose to make a living out of licking boots and shilling, you can bet they make a killing. TYT is proud to say they traded all their spines away to empty out the till and tell themselves it's decent work and it's an honest tilling. Well, me, I see they found a way to rape the willing. Me, I read between the lines, and in the script I see the signs that those who fund their message down to every filthy dime would gladly bleed a human sea if it prevents a drop of oil spilling. And yet somehow they portray themselves the heart of the progressive movement. The loudest voices calling for some unity with those who built careers around destroying unions. Which might be true, since unity is something truly useless and symbolic, like a stale communion. Tasteless as the times they tried to fight back smile smearing Julian. And I hope Cenk and Anna listen up and listen well. You will never be a fraction of the journalist Assange has been, even from his cell. All the filth you spread around, you spread it on yourself. That's my time. Fuck you twice. See you both in hell.